Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It's Coffee Ann time here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday morning. It's July 9th. And we need to, I need a consensus.
Yeah.
When it's 80 degrees at 7 in the morning, is that hot?
It's hot.
It's hot. Ed?
No, you Paris Hilton?
Oh, am I Paris Hilton? No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's
No,
hot.
I'm going against Dave. Dave said, "Oh no, it's not hot until it's turned 90." No, when it's 80 degrees at 7 in the morning, it's hot.
It's hot.
I don't care what the National Weather Service says. Okay.
I
Yeah,
tell you
80 degrees is hot, 90 degrees is wicked hot.
Wicked hot. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's Linda Tebow right there. Good morning to you, Linda.
Good morning.
And Ed Cruz here from the Carew Investment Group. Hi, Ed.
Greetings.
And first time for first message, Ed, from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Very good, Ed. Thank you very much. And we moved into, is it second quarter or is it third quarter? What are we in now?
Third
Quarter. Thank you very much. Okay. And does the heat affect the stock market at all in terms of trading?
Well, no,
Not
the
really?
heat doesn't
Okay.
affect it, but
Okay.
there's like everyone else. People go on vacations during the summer, so
Okay, that'll
it affects
affect
it
it.
that way.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't affect it as much as it used to because of all of the computerized trading and with the internet you can trade from anywhere in the world.
Right.
When some of the big money managers used to take a month off or something and to go to the Hamptons, well, the volume went
everything
like
stopped?
kaput. It doesn't do that
That's not
so
the
much
issue anymore.
No.
Okay, just wanted to check on that. Alrighty. So I thought of Ed when I saw this story, Linda, and because he always says that's not a Joe. That's not a real good plan for your money if you do that.
All right,
And I'm like,
what's
okay.
your plan
Well, the
now?
plan was but I'm not the only one, Ed. See, Rhode Island. Oh, it's always nice to come in first. Okay.
Yeah.
Rhode Island is
Yeah.
the top lottery spending state per person in the country.
That figures.
Massachusetts is second. This is for the year 2023. The average resident
Yeah.
in Rhode Island spent $939 for the entire year on lotteries. I guess that could be anything from the scratch tickets to Keno.
Yeah.
I guess that's total. It's total lottery ticket sales. Totaled over $1.27 million in that's just in Rhode Island. All right. Massachusetts, the average resident spent $877 for the year, so slightly under, and their ticket sales were $6.132 billion.
Sad state of affairs. We have to spend that much money on gambling.
Yeah.
That doesn't even mean that's not even the casinos. That's just
No, that's just lottery sales.
you and
that's
me with
lottery
scratch
ticket
tickets
sales.
or something like that, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Ed's right. It's not a real good plan.
No.
Well, I'm just going to hit the lottery here.
No.
And that way,
No.
everything's going to be great.
No.
But Ed, I did hit the lottery. But
Did you?
well,
You did?
What'd you win? $5?
What did you win?
no, 2. Well,
And how much did it cost you?
it cost me nothing.
Whoa.
And this is why.
Somebody gave you
Why?
a ticket?
Someone gave me the ticket.
Ah.
The,
all right, okay.
I mentioned this
Okay.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Over the
okay.
weekend,
Yeah.
I was at Polar Park,
Yeah.
and for some reason, it was Massachusetts State Lottery Day
Yeah.
there. So there were a bunch of people, and they're promoting their new ticket, their new scratch ticket, which is called Jaws. There's a big shark on it, and they were passing out promotional lottery tickets every ticket was a winner. That's why they were passing them out.
Oh,
So you
alright.
could win anywhere from $1 up to 5.
You got right in the middle. So
I got
yeah,
2.
me too.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what the majority of people got. So I got 2. I haven't, and they said
Did they
you-
suck you in now to be able to buy some more?
well,
of
that's what they
these?
want you to do.
Yeah, yeah.
They want you to take it to any lottery place
Oh,
in
sure.
Massachusetts
Cash
to get
it in and buy more
to
tickets.
cash it
Yeah.
to get it in to get your money, or
Or
why don't you pick up another ticket?
why don't you? Because you didn't spend any money to get that one.
That's
Oh,
you know they're
my
not
day.
stupid.
Oh my God.
Now, but they don't know me, and I'm not very big on scratch tickets.
Oh, good.
So, and I've had this, and I'm sorry, I did mention this yesterday, but I've done it before where I brought the winning lottery ticket. I went to a Cumberland Farms, and I gave them the ticket, and they scanned it, and oh, you're a winner, great. And
Give
then
my money.
no, then he's staring at me,
Yeah, because what do you want to buy, right?
and I'm like, and so I finally spoke up and said, "This is the part where you give me the money." And he said, "Oh,
Oh,
most people want another ticket."
Sure they
So-
do.
So he was waiting for me to say, "All right, that one," or
Yeah.
there's a whole host
Yeah.
of tickets that are behind the counter.
Did he have you sign a form so they could tax you?
No, not for $2.
you know.
So I haven't turned in my two lot ticket yet. I have a year, so
Whoa.
there's really no rush on
Whoa.
on my winnings in Massachusetts.
You
but
know?
but when Dave had this story this morning, I'm like, holy cow!
That's
Rhode Islanders and Massachusetts people spend a lot of money per year on scratch
yeah,
tickets.
It's
It's almost $1,000 each.
that's wow.
It is wow, and I've got to.
Why?
I'll pay attention a little more, but I've seen it when I've gone to pick up, milk or something at the Cumberland Farms or whatever, and the people in front of me that are they're contemplating. I mean, they're really thinking it over of which ticket to get
Yeah.
next.
Yeah,
Well, not that one. I don't like that one.
yeah.
You don't like it?
They're all the same.
That's what I think. They're all the
Yeah.
same. You have the exact same odds
Yeah.
of losing, whichever one you
Yeah.
pick. But no, there's real thinking involved. And
Wow.
no,
Yes.
and some of them are like, no, I want 2 of that
Two
and
and
3 of
one-
the
yeah,
other,
yeah,
and
yeah.
no, just one of that one. And like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Well,
You
I'm
put a lot of
guilty.
thought into
At
this.
Christmas time, they make wonderful stocking stuffers.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
But
And it's
I'm
easy to
so good
get.
at it, so I, I go in. I said, I'd like this much. What kind? I don't know.
I don't know. The Christmas one.
Pick whatever you. I don't care. Get one of each, 2 of each. I really don't care. Just give me some. Just this amount. This amount. I think it's $10. Give me some of those. $10 worth of whatever you pick is fine. And and if people and I use them as stocking stuffers.
Mhm.
It's pretty cheap. For
Well, it
stocking
is.
Stuff. Once a year, I donate about $10.
Okay. And
Sometimes my
like-
people win though.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes.
$10. Yeah, yeah.
And you I think the both of you have seen it at the ON Christmas party when someone brings lottery tickets.
Yes,
And we do the Yankee swap.
Yeah.
It just it moves around.
Everybody wants that.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, but it's not. You don't know if it's a winner. But it could be. It could be
Well, when you
$500
get a
or
lot,
whatever.
yeah, usually that, yeah.
Yeah, and then they scratch it off, and what happens? $2.
Yeah, $2.
If you're lucky.
If
If
you're lucky,
you're
is
lucky,
right. So
yeah. But
okay.
that's a sad state of affairs that we spend that much money, huh?
It doesn't. It's only got Rhode Island and Mass. I guess you could look it up. If you go to the website, there is a little website called LotteryGeeks.com, and you can find out where all the other states rank. And you would think, like a California or a New York, or Texas or Florida, where the big populations are,
Yeah.
that they would spend more. Especially Florida with all the transplanted Massachusetts and Rhode Island people.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just maybe they don't have. Do they have scratch tickets in other states, or is it just around here?
I don't know. I
Well,
don't
they
mind
have
around
them.
here. I don't know.
Because I know some people will go to Connecticut.
To get their lottery tickets?
Go over the line, go to Connecticut to get
Why?
whatever, like when they have the big one,
Yeah.
those things, Powerball.
Like
what is it?
Powerball and Mega Millions?
That.
Well, why did they go to Connecticut to buy
Because
the ticket?
they've just figured maybe it's better luck there, instead of just staying with Massachusetts or Rhode Island. We could just go over the border there, and I know.
Do they pick their own numbers, or they do the,
I
the
don't know.
quick picks?
I don't know.
Well, this morning.
Wow,
I was
okay.
listening to the news, and
Yeah.
they were saying that a woman from Florida had come to Cape Cod for
And she won.
vacation.
Yeah.
Spent a week or 2 weeks here, bought a ticket, and won $1 million. Goes back to
Really?
Florida, yeah.
Wow. Gotta go to the Cape.
You know, so maybe they don't have scratch tickets in every
Maybe-
state.
Well, maybe they
don't.
have
Right,
access
yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
Mega Bucks and
Yeah.
Mega Millions and Powerball, but maybe not scratch tickets.
Right.
And when they come
That's
back,
true.
they're hankering for the old days when we used to do scratch tickets when we lived in New England,
Right. Yeah.
and so they get all excited
Yeah,
about it.
interesting, Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know how to do it. You know, like if I get it. I just do this and scratch everything off, and then I show it to Dave. I said, "What,
Did this
what does
win?
this mean? What does this?"
It's a
mean?"
loser.
Yeah, that's okay.
This means you just donated to the state.
Yeah, that's what it means, So,
Wow. So
yeah.
okay. It makes I mean, when it comes to casinos, though, we certainly can't be beating Vegas or Mohegan Sun in
No.
terms of sales, in terms
sure,
of people
yeah.
betting
Yeah.
around here, as opposed to those casinos. That has to be higher. So, and the people just, it's $900. It's almost $1,000. But if it's $2 here and $2 there, what's
Well,
the
it
big deal?
adds up.
It does add up after a while, and maybe if somebody, I've spent how much money
Yeah.
in the past year on lottery tickets, and what's my return on investment, Ed?
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero.
Oh, well, no, I'm going to give you $2 because you. Yeah.
We outperform them all the time.
there you go. Yeah, if you're spending $1,000 to win $50 in a year, not good.
Oh, because $1,000, if you gave it to Ed,
Ed.
could
Well,
make you more
Let's
money,
look at it a
or you
different
could
way.
buy
If
food
All
for
right.
you
your
took that
family.
$1,000 when
Yeah.
you were 20 years old and put it into any decent mutual fund and left it there for 30
Yeah.
years, you'd
Yeah.
probably have $60, $70, $80,000
Right.
by that time.
There, you've hit the
Yeah.
lottery.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
created your own lottery.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But in this instant
Get rich
gratification,
quick,
but in
get
the
rich
instant
quick.
gratification society,
Yeah,
I
get
want
rich
it
quick.
right
now.
now.
Yeah. That's a sad state of affairs.
I want to lose right now.
No. I want to win.
Oh,
that's
excuse me.
what they're going with. I want to win
got
right
confused.
now.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
that's
so
funny.
just be careful when you're out there pounding the money, winning for lottery tickets, and of course the stores all love it
Of
because
course, because they get a cut.
they get
And
money
the
if they
states
sell
love it because of all the money they get
money that's
from
coming
all
in.
that.
So yeah,
you
so
know?
just keep doing it.
And I guess it helps us.
And there must have been at Polo Park, because I was walking down the street, and there must have been 5 Massachusetts lottery vehicles all lined up. I'm like, I said, well, there's something you don't see every day. And then they're outside the park. There must have been 30 people, all in Jaws T-shirts,
Oh, yeah.
employees at the lottery,
Sure.
passing
Yeah.
things out. I'm
Yeah,
like,
wow.
wow, the lottery employs a lot of people.
Wow.
That they can get them to come out on a Saturday afternoon to pass out lottery tickets that were all winners. I should have said, "Can I have 5 more?" I should have kept going to different people.
There you
and
go.
gotten more
Yeah.
and more and more and more.
Right.
But I didn't do that. I'm too truthful. You know? All right, we're gonna take a break here in the Coffee and program. More's coming up. We have a note to get to. We want to get to that when we come back. But Ed, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group. Integrity, trust, service. No lottery tickets. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth and guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We also use investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality conservative approach to investing, give us a call at 765-8880. Integrity, trust, and service. The Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
I got it, Ed.
What?
A new marketing plan for you.
Okay, what is it?
Just like when banks used to give out the toasters if you open up a new account.
Yeah,
If they come to you, Ed, and open up an account with you,
yeah.
here's a lottery ticket.
No. Give him a toaster.
Yeah, at least they can make toast.
They can use,
Yeah, they
use
can
it.
make toast. Yes,
And,
and,
uh,
they'll have money to buy bread.
And Eggos and things like that. You know,
Sure.
But I don't know if that would be against
it probably
Bolton
would.
policies.
It's probably against something.
Something
Yeah.
somewhere down the way, like an
Even
SEC
giving out a
thing.
toast is probably against
Well,
something.
I'm
Sure
sure
it
it
is.
is. So,
Yeah.
too bad. But wouldn't that be great?
No gifts, but financial advice.
All right, that's more.
Give him an
far more
attaboy.
important.
Attaboy.
Attaboy. All right, more
Attaboy.
Coffee and coming up. Stay tuned.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
It is Coffee and here on ON. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. We have a note that was called in, 766-1240, and it just says, if Biden withdraws as the Democratic presidential nominee, would that seal the win for Trump? And I think it would. I think the Democrats are in trouble right now because Biden keeps saying, I'm not quitting, I'm not withdrawing, I'm not stepping down. Yet part of the Democratic Party keeps asking him to do it.
Yeah.
So now their convention is next month. The Republicans are in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I always thought if anything were to happen, they would always wait till after the Republican National Convention takes place. But if they go into their convention and they're split over who should be their nominee, that, to me, that catapults Trump
Yeah.
into the White House.
Unless they have somebody waiting in the wings that, but I don't know who that somebody might be. Do you?
Ed,
Ed?
you
I
still
don't.
staying with
Do
your
you?
guy?
Yeah,
Who are you thinking?
I've been saying Gavin Newsom right
I
along.
thought so. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you know, there could be a monkey wrench thrown into this thing here, depending on what Biden does, if he withdraws, and when he withdraws.
Okay.
Okay, if he withdraws at or before the convention, then you could have an open convention. But let's say he withdraws, not only withdraws but resigns the presidency today.
Mm-hmm.
It's Camilla.
Kamala Harris ascends to the presidency. Now she is the incumbent and would give her the leg up as far as getting the nomination.
Okay.
But if it goes to the convention,
Yeah.
you don't know. You don't know what can happen.
yeah.
Wouldn't
I'm
it
sure that
be-
there are others out there who are not saying anything,
Well,
but
yeah.
saying like,
But
pick me, pick me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
But they need somebody that has name recognition.
Yeah.
You know that really we
It would
know
have-
the
right,
name.
It has to be somebody with name
It-
recognition.
But
name recognition.
over the weekend, the media was kicking around Gina Raimondo's name because they say they really like her. The Democrats really like her in
Yeah.
Washington D.C.
Yeah.
and they think she's doing a very good job with
She
the
is- she
with
is, and she
Commerce
has,
Secretary.
yeah.
Is that what she
Yeah.
is? Yep.
She's Commerce Secretary
Okay,
now.
and so pushing her, and she's been the governor,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're now she hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
She's being the good Democrat and say, oh no, Biden's our guy like that. But hey,
Well, she's been asked if she would run,
yeah.
and she doesn't. I
Maybe
don't
in
say
4
yes, and I
years.
don't say no.
No, well,
so
that's-
you never know. But
okay.
you know the thing is, what Trump should do right now is keep his mouth zipped.
Yeah, well,
And
he
let
has-
this
yeah,
play out.
he has
You know,
been.
and he has been quiet.
Yes,
So
ever since-
somebody's
ever
been
since the
telling
debate.
us, zip it up.
And let the Democrats yak it
let
up.
them ruin themselves. But
Yeah.
have you noticed that since the debate,
Mm-hmm.
that he's looking a lot healthier? I think they're spray tanning him.
Who, Trump?
Biden.
Oh,
No,
Biden?
he's
Oh.
always orange. No, it looked like, when you see Biden now, he's look. I
Not
think
as
they're
white?
He's not as white, and I think
Yeah.
they're spray tanning him. But
Well,
also,
maybe.
remember how I said as a nurse, I've been watching him. I'm not
Yeah.
a doctor, and I just didn't like the way he walked.
Yeah.
He's very stilted.
Mhm.
His face was usually just like a flat affect. And now we're hearing that the Parkinson's specialist has been to the White House numerous
8
times.
times in 8
never
months. I'm like,
diagnosed,
oh,
never diagnosed,
No.
but so
Makes you go,
there's definitely something there, and
Yeah.
I think they've also. Well, now we can't get out after 8 o'clock at night, but they, all of a sudden now too, when he speaks, his booming voice. They must
Is
have,
he? Okay.
yeah.
Be more authoritative. Yeah.
I'm, and
I'm the president.
and I'm not dropping out of. I'm not dropping out of the race, and I think they've really tried to give a whole different persona than what we saw with the debate and that pale, tired, and and I can say it because I'm the same age as his, pretty much.
You look
and-
better than him.
Huh?
You look better than him.
Well, yeah, I think I do too. Not being vain, but no. But the thing is, yeah,
So,
know your limitations.
did you hear, Ed, that executive with Disney? It was a woman, and I can't remember her name. Said we're not donating to the Democratic Party anymore until he steps down,
Really?
and they're a heavy,
Oh, yeah.
a heavy donor
Well, I
to
guess
the
they
Democratic
must be.
Party.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, and they said no disrespect to Joe Biden, but something's got to change,
Yeah,
and that's what we've decided. And but
yeah.
he's still pretty steadfast, unless he wants to make a big splash. But I think the earlier you do it, the better you get. Well, we got to get someone else up there, because the later you wait, the less time you have to campaign.
Well, yeah,
So-
because whoever would replace him may not have a political machine ready to
Yes.
to do a to,
Right,
to, to
exactly.
do what's got to be done.
Exactly. I think it's. Who was it? Was it the Journal said the best thing that he can do for this country?
They step
Who
down.
was it? Step down. Who said that? But I thought it was well said.
No,
and yeah.
Well, he's just right now he's being very authoritative.
Oh,
very,
and
it's
very
me,
definite. Read
and
my
I'm-
lips.
I'm-
I'm not
yeah, I'm-
quitting.
I'm
I'm
not-
not
I'm not
quitting.
stepping
And
down.
but look at him the next time you see him on TV.
See if he looks healthier.
If he looks healthier, unless they have him under the French fry lights, but he looks like he's been.
Yeah.
Well, that's what when you're on the.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
the.
Well, maybe that
He
going,
looks a shade of orange like Trump.
maybe
now,
that
a
going to
lighter
bed.
shade.
Maybe that going to bed at 8 is working out for him.
Yeah, right.
We have a note that was go ahead, Ed.
Well, Joe loves conspiracy theories. So let me throw in another.
Oh, here
name.
we go.
Ah, great.
All right, who?
Hillary Clinton.
Well.
That she's behind this.
No, she's not behind it.
But
as,
you know
as
what?
a candidate.
Yeah, you know what?
Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton.
The,
Wow. Okay.
wow. Well, Hillary Clinton at least has. I won't vote for her, but she has name recognition.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
She has name recognition.
Well, my other theory always is,
What?
and I don't know if it's true or not, because RFK Jr.
Mm-hmm.
says there are more independent voters in the United States than there are Democrat and Republican
Well,
voters.
he's right.
Oh yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
So
right.
he says, let's make a big splash. All you independents vote for him
Yeah.
as opposed to the other two, and let's
Yeah.
get me in there, because he's having
Yeah.
not that he's having trouble, but he's not going to be on the ballot.
But
in all
even
50
his family
states.
doesn't
Well, that's just some. Of
support
them.
him.
That's some of them. Some do
I saw one sign, in Blackstone.
for RFK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kennedy.
So
Yeah.
that can help. All right. No called in. Completely different subject. Ed, back to the song we played. Rip it up.
Yeah.
Rip it up. Caller wants to know, because we mentioned it. It took 15 takes to
Yeah.
get that final one.
Uh-huh.
The question is why? Why did you do it 15 times?
Oh, it's very simple.
Okay.
The drummer might be off beat on on a part, or
Yeah.
or the bass player, or somebody makes a mistake, or the singer
Misses a note or-
misses a note or is flat on
Yeah,
the note
yeah,
or
okay.
something like that. A lot of things happen during a recording session that you just don't sound right. And sometimes you don't even get through the whole song.
Someone else. Yeah, okay, stop.
Yeah,
stop.
exactly.
Okay.
Somebody in the booth will say stop.
Yeah.
And
Do
so
it
you
again.
stop. You say, well, what happened? What did we do wrong?
Yeah.
This didn't sound right. So well, what was it? And they'll play it back and say, oh yeah,
Oh
you're
yeah,
right.
right. Okay, so do
So
it again.
yeah, so it's because there was something that they did not feel sounded as good as it should have.
Okay. So 15 times.
But it happens. It
Okay.
happens with all the recording artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm sure it's more than 15
Oh, absolutely.
times. So 15
Yeah.
might be low.
Yeah. Well, so we did some songs that we were able to do in like 3 or 4 takes, but
Yeah.
15 wasn't out of the
Unusual.
question.
Okay. Funniest thing I ever saw. Now, this wasn't in a recording studio. I went to go see a band called Los Lobos. They did La Bamba. They were big for that. But this is before La Bamba. They were playing at a club in Providence, and I went to go see them. And they started one song, and the 3 guitarists and the saxophone player all stopped and turned around and looked at the drummer. The drummer was playing the wrong song.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Something like that can
And
happen.
the drummer took a towel and put it over his head.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
Yeah.
sorry
Yeah.
about that.
That kind of stuff can happen.
It's like, what are
And
you playing?
especially if you have a
happens, sure.
keyboard player. We also had an organist, right? And he had a Hammond B3 with Leslie
Yeah.
speakers, and we used to bring that up to the recording studio in New York. And sometimes it'd make the Leslie speaker didn't sound just right, or
Out of
the
tune,
balance wasn't just right,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kinds of reasons.
Another caller, Ed, says, why did you torture yourself so? Well, I don't think it'd be torture, doing it 15
It's
times.
15
It
years
wasn't
old.
torture.
It was,
No,
he
no,
was
it's
what we
having a
did.
good
It was fun.
time.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Okay.
When we got out of there, when we were playing out, we were playing all over the place.
Yeah.
We spent the whole summer in New York City playing the New York World's Fair, Palisades Park, Hershey Park. And we were doing all of that and a lot of other stuff. It wasn't torture. We enjoyed it.
Okay.
And, we're getting paid for it too. So.
All right. Back into Rhode Island. They still have not said what the cause of death was for that man in Hopkinton who shot and killed his wife last Friday. And then they said he crashed his car on Saturday morning when the police were chasing him. The consensus so far, but this has not been proven yet, is they're thinking maybe he shot himself
Probably shot himself.
in the car, and that's what caused the car to crash.
Yeah.
But that has not been determined just yet. He was arrested back in May on a previous domestic violence
And yet he
charge.
still had a gun.
So he looked mean. I saw the picture of him in the.
But yet he still had a gun.
Well,
I thought when they were
yeah.
working on that, if the, domestic violence like that should not have a gun.
Is that Ed might know it in Massachusetts. I don't know what the rule
Is
in
that
Rhode
in
Island. If
Massachusetts?
you're arrested for domestic violence, do they take your guns away from you in Massachusetts?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if you. Okay.
I would think that if you
They
were
should.
convicted of it, I'm not sure if you were arrested for it, but
Yeah. It doesn't say he was convicted of anything. Just arrested for domestic violence in May. His trial probably is still pending.
Yeah, so give him time to go shoot somebody.
Well,
I wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised if they took the guns until he had.
Until, that's what I
you know,
mean,
until
take
there
them
was a
until,
verdict. Yeah.
take them.
I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
at that.
Well, that guy in Burrville, they took all his guns away.
After
He was
they
shooting
arrested
on
him?
Well, yeah.
he was shooting at his property,
He
right?
was shooting on his property. They took all his guns away, and they kept them for quite a long time too.
Sorry, did he have to? He had to sue to get him back. Is that
I
the
don't
same
remember.
person?
I don't remember about getting but I remember they took them away, and they took them away for a long time.
All right.
That's a very sad thing.
Oh, sure.
That happened.
And no surprise here, Ed. Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts. She's standing behind Biden.
Of course she is. But did you hear Maura, your governor?
The governor says she's
She's-
not so sure.
Well, what? But
She went down to that meeting with the other Democratic
yeah,
governors.
but she didn't.
I know she didn't
I got
endorse
the
them.
impression. No, she didn't. And I thought, how we all, feel about Maura. But she really, I said, well, now, wow, I'm impressed because it was like do the right thing, Joe.
Yeah.
Do the right thing for the people, kind of.
And or the party.
Yeah, and
It's funny because Dan McKee went to the same
but
meeting. and
he's all in.
He came back. Oh
All
yeah,
in.
he's
I'm all in.
he's my guy.
Me, Dan,
And Maura came back with.
Well, that's what I mean. I give her credit for that.
I know. I was really. I was really shocked when
here
she,
on this
she
show,
did that.
we don't give her a lot of credit.
I know, but that
I
was
gave her credit.
surprising.
I was
That's-
very shocked.
I
very
thought for
shocked.
sure she'd come back and just.
Oh,
Biden's
all
my
in.
person. So
Yeah, no.
so
So
surprising.
I think a
yeah.
lot more people in the Democratic Party, the senators and the representatives, are even White House was saying,
Yeah. I think that's why I think they're gonna have a problem at the convention because I think it's split.
yeah.
50-50. 50 want them and 50% don't want them. It's like, wow,
Yeah,
what
I
happened?
was surprised to hear like Seth Moulton
Yeah.
Yeah.
says he should step down. and,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
from Massachusetts and he's a
Interesting.
Democrat.
Don't you love politics?
Was it Auchincloss? What did he?
Auchincloss.
Oh, he's all in
He's a
for
rep.
He's all in.
He's
Yes,
all in. He's
yeah.
like
He
Dan
says
McKee.
he-
He's all in. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break here on the Coffee and Program. More coming your way. Time for the weather forecast being brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Partly sunny skies today with a high of 92 and a heat advisory. Calm wind becoming southwest in the afternoon. Tonight, areas of fog after 4 a.m., otherwise mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 73. Wednesday's weather, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the midday. Areas of fog before 7 a.m., otherwise partly sunny with a high of 90. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, 73. Thursday, a tiny chance of a shower or thunderstorm, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and winds gusting over 25 miles per hour from the south. Friday's weather, it's a 40% chance of a shower or thunderstorm all day long, partly sunny with a high of 87. Friday night, a better chance of showers and thunderstorms, and then on Saturday, lesser chance of showers and thunderstorms, and we cool off to 86 on Saturday. Sunday, sunny and 89. Monday, mostly sunny skies and a high of 91.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, where we do have mostly sunny skies. It's hot and humid. We have 86 degrees. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with their easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com.
Seasonal allergies got you down? The Honey Shop has a solution. Breathe. It's the all-natural cold and allergy remedy made right here in Woonsocket. Or perhaps you have sleep problems, arthritis, or some other ailment that you're looking for a natural solution. The Honey Shop is also starting classes again. So, if you're looking to learn something new, stop by 1300 Park Avenue in Woonsocket near Park Square, or give them a call at 401-766-1488. The Honey Shop.
At the turn of this century, 27% of people who passed away were cremated. By the year 2020, that figure rose to 56%. The Cremation Association of America projects that by the year 2040, 4 out of 5 Americans will choose cremation over a casket burial. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center of Woonsocket can answer your questions about the cremation process. Go online to providencecremation.com. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center on Spring Street, Woonsocket. Let them create the perfect service for your loved one. Berarducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer, and I'd love to have you join me every Saturday for the Saturday Block Party. We start at 4 o'clock when I open up the ON Music Vault for you to pick whatever you want to hear or send to somebody special. Yes, the good old radio request days are back. Join me for the Saturday Block Party, Saturdays from 4 until 7 on ON Radio and streaming online at Woonsocketradio.com.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Thibault. Nice to have you both here. Another note that's called in 766-1240. Why does the panel want Trump as president? He is a convicted felon and a sex assaulter.
I never said
All
I
right.
was for Trump. May
I'm
I?
more of an RFK person,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, and I never said I was
Um,
for Trump. I think neither one of them are qualified to be the president, quite honestly.
All right. Ed?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think either one of them.
Right.
I wish we had a better choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I always look at it. I always look at the citizens of Providence who kept electing Buddy Cianci.
There you go.
He was a convicted felon.
Yeah. he
Went to
was.
prison.
He went, and they still
Did time.
elected him.
Still
yeah.
elected him.
Yeah.
And still did
yeah.
a decent job. He's got a lot done in Providence.
No, I mean,
But has he been convicted of any
Yeah.
kind of sexual assault or just
yeah.
accused?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not a Trump fan at all.
No. But,
But
on the
I-
but on the sexual assault charge,
What?
he hasn't been convicted of that, has he?
No.
I didn't think so.
What
He's
sex-
just
What sexual assault? Oh, Stormy?
You could,
yeah.
I thought it was like sexual. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't
Well, maybe not
there-
Stormy.
Oh,
somebody
that
else.
other
There was
girl. Yeah, that other
wo-
one.
some
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
woman,
But was he
yeah.
convicted of it
I don't know.
in this past convictions that came through? I thought that was just
Yeah.
on the bribery, not the bribery, but the money thing.
Yeah.
Well, Stormy Daniels was the
Hush
money,
fund.
Hush
Hush
fund.
money,
Hush
yeah.
money.
Yeah, but that wasn't assault.
Right. Just Jean Carroll. Is that the name?
Yeah, it could be. All
Well,
right.
they paid her off too.
Yeah, they paid
Yeah.
her off too.
Gee, so did Bill Clinton.
Well, you know the thing is, I think the sadness is in this election that we have two people that I don't want to vote for.
All right. Then.
Both of them, I don't want to, but I would think that the Democrats could come up with a better choice.
You know, the thing
I'm
is
concerned about his health and his age.
that yeah, and I'm
And I
concerned
can say
about-
that because we're the same age.
I'm
you know?
concerned about his health, his age, and how he's leading the United States with what's going on in the world.
That's right.
You know, and
Right.
and I don't like this. I don't like his policies anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't been a fan for the past, his past tenure, but
But to be fair, just tell me the rules.
yeah,
That's all I want to know.
yeah.
I don't care what I don't care what.
Yeah.
Just tell me the rules so that I can figure out how to do what I need to
What
do.
I need, yeah, no, exactly, and they change with the tide. Yeah, yeah, no.
They do. All right. So on other things, things are we got a couple of good stories as the Karen Reed case keeps moving along.
I know.
The lead investigator has been suspended without pay,
Yep.
Yes.
not fired
Yeah.
yet,
Yeah.
but he had his big hearing yesterday, and they said, "Oh boy, Michael Proctor will remain off the job as the internal affairs investigation into his actions continue." He's accused. Not only is he accused of making vulgar comments, that's already been proven, about Reed while investigating her for the Canton death of the Boston boyfriend, John O'Keefe. The suspension was ordered after a closed-door hearing yesterday before 3 commissioned state police officers. Doesn't say for how long. Did they say, Ed? Suspended for, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months? Did they?
Well, that,
Did you get a-
Until the
Yeah.
investigation
I
is
was gonna
over.
say,
Until it's over.
Until it's
Yeah.
over.
Oh,
the
okay, so it's
investigation.
indefinite.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we got that going on, and then on the other side, we get the attorneys for Karen Reed, who say that the jury reached not guilty verdicts on 2 of the 3 charges.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know how they get this information, but they were hung up on the whole second-degree murder charge and leaving the scene of a crash with injury or death. That's what they were deadlocked on. Now this is according to Karen Reed's attorneys. Attorney Alan Jackson says he has spoken directly with a concerned juror who reached out to the defense in the case involving the death of John O'Keefe. Jackson says the jury was only deadlocked on the OUI manslaughter charge, and Judge Beverly Canone declared an impasse without consulting the defense. Once again, we're back to who's telling the truth,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't know.
yeah.
But if this is true,
Yeah.
wow.
And and the longer this goes on, I just feel for that family.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Now his brother came out. His brother's
Yes.
name is Paul O'Keefe,
Yeah,
and they're still firmly behind the prosecution,
Yeah.
and the prosecution's
Yeah.
claim that she killed him,
yeah,
and so they believe the prosecution, and they don't want their brother to be forgotten.
well,
in this
no,
whole
and that's
thing.
the point. I think
Yeah.
it's all about Karen Reed
Yeah.
and now the investigator, but they forgot the victim.
Yeah.
The man is dead. His family is suffering
And I get-
still, and
And I know we keep calling it the Karen Reed murder trial, but it really should be the John O'Keefe murder trial. He was the one that was murdered.
He was one. That's and that's
and she's
my
the one on
point.
trial for it. And
That's
then,
my
but
point.
that's,
Yeah.
it's just the way I guess the society is. And the only thing, another good example was we always called it the O.J. Simpson case.
O.J. Simpson, right?
Well, he didn't die.
He didn't die. No.
During that, it was the other two people.
Right.
His ex-wife, a wife, and Ron Goldman. It should have been that trial. But his name was
His
he was
name recognition.
since he was the famous person.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got named on this. So, you think there's any truth to this, Ed, about the jury that they wanted to
I don't know.
acquit her and just deadlocked on the other charges?
I don't know, but it should have. If that is true, they should have brought it up at the trial. Then she would have been dismissed from those two charges. If there's another trial, those
Mm-hmm.
two counts would have been dismissed because
Right.
she would have been found innocent of those two.
Like that's what I always thought about when they said the judge kept saying, or they kept passing notes to the judge saying, "Well, we're deadlocked." Well, are we deadlocked on every charge?
Well, see, I thought they were deadlocked on everything.
Well, that's what I thought too.
Because and that's why it was a mistrial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't know what the note said,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And because that's what I always said right after the mistrial.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what were the numbers were they deadlocked on? Was
Yeah.
it 6-6 or what was the numbers?
Yeah, right.
And which jurors were convinced by the prosecution that she did it? And now it's turning out, if you believe what this one juror says, none of them believed it.
Yeah.
What the prosecution was doing. So,
Yeah.
and or back to good conspiracy theory, Ed. Or is this just a good plant by the defense to put this in the media to get the prosecution to say maybe we shouldn't retry her? Because they have until July 22nd before we all meet again.
Yeah.
So it just
Again,
gets
yeah.
people talking and
Yeah.
more people reaching out to the DA's office and saying, maybe we don't have enough evidence.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just hope they can figure this all out and give that family some, at least closure.
I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
I know. Well, keep
if they don't have a
investigating
conviction.
and find out if it's,
Well,
if she's
can they
innocent.
Because the defense always
Yeah.
said it wasn't her; it was the people in the house, it
Yeah.
was the other cops.
Yeah,
So go investigate that. Maybe they, hey,
yeah,
maybe you'll find something there.
yeah.
All right, today's the day. I don't know how they're going to do this, but today's the day that all the families that have been living at Terminal E at Logan Airport have to leave. So how do we get them out? Do we have the state troopers come in? Do we have the National Guard come in and say, leave?
They've got to get a ride to somewhere.
Well, that's right. And there's already people living
At
in Norfolk,
prison, right?
at the prison. There's room for more, according to Maura Healy. They're working on providing new shelter space for the migrants. Capacity at the Norfolk prison has been increased, with over 100 people now staying there, and those people were staying at Logan. So, but they said doesn't say how much more room is available there in Norfolk, but it's available. So I don't know how do you kick them out without being overly forceful, unless they refuse to leave, I guess. And you're dealing with families and kids and stuff like
Yeah.
this, and we'll assume for the moment that they're not criminals. It's like, and they don't know what they've done wrong, kind of thing. And now they're told to leave. And where do they go outside and find out how hot it is?
If they
God.
have somewhere else to go, why
Yeah.
would they refuse to leave? I mean, it can't be all that wonderful to be sleeping
Right.
on the floor. at
No, it
Logan.
can't. It can't be.
No.
Hopefully, they're telling them that. Okay, you got to leave here. We're putting you on a bus to go over here, and this is your temporarily new place.
For 90 days, because that's what she
Yeah,
said.
but they're going to run out of room there. So if we
Yeah.
can't fit, I don't know how many people are at Logan Airport right now, and if we can't fit them all in Norfolk, where do they all go? And if we don't have every place for them to go, do they just say, well, you got to leave Terminal E?
Well, simple solution for that is stop bringing them in.
Well, they did
You
do
know,
that.
When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing is
Yeah.
you stop digging.
Well,
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
that would be the thing is, if you take them out of the terminal, bring them to
Yeah.
somewhere else, and stop bringing people in.
Well, Morris' team did that. They went down to Texas and said, okay,
Yeah.
we can't take any more.
Right.
And according to her team, they listened. And they haven't sent any more
No.
to Massachusetts. We've got enough. We've run out of space. Not only have we run out, we don't have enough right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'll be interested to see how they get the people out of that terminal, and see where they actually go, and can they all fit? Is
Well, I
is
hope-
there enough room down there in Norfolk?
Hope they have a plan.
I hope so too. They keep saying we're working on providing new shelter space. Doesn't say where. So okay. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, and more coming your way, so please stick around.
Hey, Red,
Who? Me?
your face is beat red and you look like you're gonna pass out.
Well, I'm a little dizzy, but working outside in this heat, what are you gonna do?
You're in danger of heat exhaustion, my friend. And if you want to finish up this job today and get paid, you need to take a break in the shade and drink some water. Now, got it?
Yeah, but I gotta.
You gotta stay safe and healthy to stay on the job, right?
That's true.
A message from the Rhode Island Department of Health and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was.
I'm Mortimer. Bill. Is that you under that blindfold?
Bill, with this thing on, I can't see who I am.
No, I imagine not. Can't you see anything at all under that blindfold?
On a clear day, I can see the blindfold.
You can.
Yeah.
When Radio Was, shows from the past for today's imaginations.
When Radio Was airs Monday through Friday, right here on ON 1240 Radio at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Thanks for joining us here on the Coffee and program. This is Joe Callahan along with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And we had quite a few people that flew over the 4th of July weekend. We set a record.
Yeah.
Who knew? And it was, so yeah, if you were in an airport on Sunday and you say, wow, there's a lot more people here than I expected, you were right. Over 3 million people were screened by the TSA just on Sunday alone. And that broke the record of 2.99 million set a couple of weeks ago. It's the biggest amount of people that flew in one day, according to the TSA, since the TSA was founded, actually, in 2001. And they always say busy travel days happen over Thanksgiving. But now, because it's where the 4th of July fell on the Thursday.
On the Thursday.
So
yeah.
I'm waiting till next year. 4th of July is on a Friday. Will more people fly that weekend? And I didn't think the 4th of July was a big flying holiday, but turns out it was this year.
It seems like the whole week was busy, though, wasn't it?
In terms of people taking it as
Taking
vacation. Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it in the old days? You guys aren't as old as I am, but the mills used to close 4th of July week.
Yeah.
Everybody, that was the week
Yeah,
that
everybody
people
was
took
on
off.
vacation,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody was on vacation that week.
My,
You're too young for that, Joe.
You're right. But in later years, but my sister-in-law worked for like a mattress company. And they did the same thing.
4th of July.
4th of July week and Christmas week. And you only got 2 weeks vacation,
Yeah.
and those are the 2 weeks you get.
Yeah, well, in the old days, you got 1 week.
1 week,
vacation.
huh?
That was it. And that's when the mill closed to do all their things, cleaning and
Clean.
refurbishing and whatever. Yeah.
All right, so but people are on vacation this week and next week
Yeah.
and
This is not a good.
the week after.
Yeah. I know someone's got a house in Narragansett. It looks like we're going to get a lot of rain this week.
Oh well,
Yeah.
and that's always that's the gamble.
Yeah,
when
that's
you,
the
when
thing.
you when you take it.
And they pay so much for those houses, like on the Cape.
Oh, yeah.
River.
What are we up to? $3,000 a week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Wow.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My so this goes back. This is funny. This goes back to the early 1970s, and my parents brought us for a vacation up to Maine. All right, and they rented a cabin that was behind a motel. There were a bunch of cabins there. That was on a lake. All right, and this is 1973, 1974 too, because I remember because that's where I watched Richard Nixon resign. And but it was $75 a week.
Wow. And that was probably a lot of money.
Well, it
back
was,
then.
and
That
she
not
they,
a lot, but a good amount.
Well, it
of
wasn't because my mother didn't work. She stayed home with the kids, so my father's paycheck came in, it was take a $1 and put it aside. And that went to the vacation fund, and then you try to survive on the rest.
Sure.
And a couple of times you were able to put $2 off. She said it took her all year to save up $75.
Sure.
So we could go for a week.
But
wow.
but that's what they did.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
And they had to save more.
They didn't use a credit card.
Oh no.
So we'll pay it.
No. That was
you
not
saved
done.
up. I remember my mother used to have a Christmas club.
Yeah.
The banks used to have a Christmas club.
They still do. I think some still do it.
Do they still do? And you put
don't know.
$2 a week or whatever,
whatever you
$2
want,
a month, $2. Yeah, whatever you wanted, and then you had money.
Well, it was $2. It must have been $2 because
$2, I think,
because
wasn't
it had to be because some of it went towards the $75.
Yeah.
But the other money went toward food.
You got to bring food. Yeah.
You had to bring food with you, and
right.
some spending money.
Sure. Yeah.
and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
But that's what we did.
Yeah.
That's
So there's
Simple
another good
life.
there's another good celebrity trial getting underway. This is Alec Baldwin's manslaughter trial. The jury selection starts today in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The judge ruled during a pretrial hearing that evidence related to Baldwin's role as a producer of the film Rust will not be used in the case against him. Baldwin was rehearsing with a prop gun on set in New Mexico when it went off, firing a live round and killing the cinematographer. He faces 18 months in jail if convicted. Baldwin tried to get the charge against him dismissed, but was not successful. Now, I'm not a big Alec Baldwin fan, but I'm surprised he's actually on trial for this when it's been kind of proven that it was somebody else that was in charge of the prop gun, and they were in charge of supposed to put the the blanks in the gun. And but I talked with Bob Larder with that. He goes, well, technically or legally, Alex should have checked the gun himself.
Well,
I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So yeah, legally, he fired the gun, and so he's responsible. I'm like, wow.
But
so is the other person.
Well, yeah.
But he's got some blame in this. I'm like,
and Ed,
okay.
though, isn't there the thing like treat every gun that you hold as though it were loaded?
Yeah.
That it's loaded.
Mm-hmm. So this is a bad thing that's going on in Vegas, Las Vegas.
No, something bad going on in Las Vegas.
Yes, can you believe that? It's got nothing to do with gambling, Ed.
No.
Nearly 24 people were hospitalized at the University Medical Center in Las Vegas. There's something out there called pavement burns. It's so hot there. The pavement is so hot. Okay, so and so that's just compared to 3 people that were admitted to the Lions Burn Center for pavement burns in June of last year. So one of the patients, it's a 59-year-old man, suffered burns to 7% of his body, and he tells the Las Vegas Review-Journal, a newspaper out there, that while walking down the street, it's so hot, he passed out. And then they fall on the pavement. And the pavement's so hot, and your face is on it, and your hands, that you get burnt. And it's called pavement burns. Last month was the hottest June in Las Vegas recorded history. There was an average daily high temperature of 106.2. And so you're in Vegas, and maybe you've had a few couple of drinks, and you're and alcohol. The heat affects you if you with your,
Even
right.
more so
Even
with
more so.
alcohol, absolutely.
And so
absolutely.
you just not that you're completely drunk, stumbling down the road.
No,
but it makes you dizzy.
Yeah.
And makes some people just pass out, which is what he said happened. And now you're on this hot. Literally, you can fry the egg on the pavement.
Wow.
You can.
Wow.
And so yet 23 people somehow fell on the pavement and got pavement burns.
Yeah.
Talk
Probably
about
it was
painful.
a result that they were getting dehydrated.
That part too.
And so that they got
And then they
dizzy.
pass out.
And
Yeah.
people think, don't even think that sometimes a lot of the people with meds that you take,
Mm-hmm.
meds for your high blood pressure or things like that, can really lower your blood pressure, and you can get dehydrated. And certainly, and obviously they did. 23 people.
And yeah, and when you're in Vegas, I'm assuming this is what people in Vegas do because I've never been there. Okay, we're at this casino.
You gotta walk to that.
Let's go visit this casino. and let's visit this one. We want to hit them all.
And it's a lot of walking.
And
They're
it's-
not like
that's right.
this close
No,
together.
it's a few blocks down.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
So it's a lot of walking.
Oh, it's not too bad. And So
Yeah.
they start walking it.
Yeah.
The cab's expensive, or the Uber's expensive.
Yeah.
And so, we'll
Yeah.
we'll walk it
Yeah.
in 120-degree
20
heat.
degrees, not a good idea. Yeah.
After
yeah.
you've been in the AC,
Yeah.
where it's 60.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of cool, and your body's
put
going
your
saying,
sweaters
"What
on,
are
yeah.
you doing?"
Right. Exactly.
God.
Well,
So-
that's something. Pavement burn.
Yeah, so something if you're heading to Vegas, and some people are,
Stay inside
boy,
one casino.
Yeah, pick one, or if you're
Stay
going,
there.
or if you're going to another one,
Yeah.
no matter how close you think it is, get an Uber, get a cab,
Yeah.
rush out into the cab and move on,
Yeah.
and then rush right back into the casino. So there you go. Or if you're just visiting a shows or other hotels down there. So over the weekend, on Friday night, at Yankee Stadium, the Boston Red Sox played the New York Yankees. They actually won this game. But that's what not the story's about. The New York Yankees, in their infinite wisdom, decided to give away a bobblehead. And it was George Costanza bobblehead night. Now, you know who George Costanza
Yeah,
is?
Seinfeld.
From Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Yeah.
Did you watch that sitcom, Ed?
No.
No. Okay. Well, it's funny because the character of George Costanza actually went to work for the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Assistant to the traveling secretary was his title. So they gave away a George Costanza bobblehead. But now people are taking them. This is back to we got to have a good plan for your retirement, Ed. They're taking the bobblehead and they're putting it for sale on eBay.
Really?
Yeah. And they're getting $200.
Really?
These were free. Yeah,
than your
that's a
$2
good,
lottery
now that's a good return on your investment, Ed.
I guess, yeah.
Right there.
Wow.
So yeah, the first 18,000 fans got one.
Got a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you figured it must have cost the New York Yankees at least $18,000 to have these things made. Obviously, it's going to be more. I went with a buck a doll, so maybe $5. I don't know where you get. I don't know where you get these from.
Yeah.
And so they could just give them away because they know you're coming there
Yeah.
to the game and you're gonna buy food and you're gonna buy drinks
Yeah.
and we'll make it up in
Sure.
volume like
Yeah.
that. But now people have taken them, and as of yesterday afternoon, the dolls were reselling for more than $200 on eBay. So they reached out to the actor that played George Costanza, Jason Alexander, and so he responded by he tweeted out, "I'm so glad Bobblehead George was a fan fave."
Well, I thought the fact that Red Sox, that's when Red Sox,
They won that game.
They
yeah.
won that game. Did you
Yes.
watch it?
Uh,
I watched it.
no, this
You
is
didn't,
and
you
this is
missed it. Whoa.
this is funny.
Yeah.
Funny because it happened to me. This was the game, I believe it was the game that the Red Sox were losing 3-1.
They were.
Okay, in the 8th inning,
Yeah.
the Red Sox loaded the bases, Ed, and they didn't score. And the game went into the 9th inning. They were losing 3-1, and Joe picks up the remote and goes click. They're gonna lose.
Oh, yeah.
Red Sox scored 2 runs in the 9th.
Yes, they did.
2 runs in the 10th,
Yeah.
and win the game. And I missed it.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
I
did.
missed out.
Loser.
Got up the next. Yeah, that's right. Got up the next morning.
I was glad I watched
I
that one. I
missed
usually,
it.
when I start saying, like, 3-1, this
Oh,
and
yeah.
that,
Usually it's the other way around. You know, you get to the 8th or 9th
Yeah.
inning and they're ahead.
they come back.
Yes.
They're ahead and then they lose. you
That-
shut her up and say, "Oh, I got to
no.
win this game."
Not only that, in the 9th inning, it was the count was on Yoshida. I think the count was 3 and 2.
3-2
with 2 outs.
Right,
Yeah.
and he had a home run.
And he had a home run, and then
Home
someone
run,
was on
yeah.
base. I forgot who
Yeah.
hit a home run
Yeah.
to tie it up. I'm like,
Yeah. I forgot.
and I'm
Sharon,
so.
I think, was,
But that was
yeah.
on
Yeah,
George
no.
Costanza bobblehead night.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you know, and when they were, the announcers of the game were saying, well, they do like their bobbleheads.
at
You
Yankee
know,
Stadium.
Yeah, but I didn't, see, I missed the part where it was George Costanza.
Yeah.
I just figured, you know, usually they give out one of the
Usually it's a
baseball
player.
a
Yeah.
player,
Yeah,
you know.
Well, they decided to be, cute.
Well, no, that was cute. I
different.
think that was pretty cute.
And
Clever,
since
very clever.
and since the character
Yeah.
worked for the Yankees for a little
yes,
while.
he did. Yeah. Yeah. No, that was.
So that was actually pretty smart of them
That was smart.
to do
that was
something
really
like
smart.
that.
But $200, huh?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So yeah, if you go on eBay, look up George Costanza bobblehead and see what they're going for, because there were fans all over the United States that can't get to Yankee Stadium to get one, and they're gonna pay.
There you go.
For something like this. So
As
yeah.
I said, Joe, beats your free $2 ticket.
It certainly does, but I didn't make make enough money on this one at all. You got to watch it sometime in reruns because it's.
Oh yeah, the reruns.
Because they show him George meeting George Steinbrenner for the first time.
The soup Nazi.
And the soup Nazi's great, but he's meeting George, and they have someone. Larry David plays George Steinbrenner, but he's usually you usually see him from behind, or you see him in silhouette, in shadow, so you don't really see him.
Yeah.
And when he meets George Steinbrenner for the first time, George is now deciding to do the exact opposite of what he would normally do. So when he meets him, he says, "Well, it's not a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Steinbrenner. You've ruined a great organization that was once great, and now you've brought him down into the dregs." And Steinbrenner goes, "Hire this man." He's the only one that's speaking the truth to me. So funny stuff like that. All right, we're done with the show for today. We thank you very much for listening in. Remember, go to eBay for that George Costanza bobblehead. Only $200. What a bargain. All right, Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.
All right, and Ed Carew, thanks for coming in.
Happy to be here.
All right, my name's Joe Callahan. Have a great day. Try to stay cool. Stay tuned for Do You Remember? Gary Smith and the crew coming your way at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
The state of Rhode Island is the recipient of nearly $4 million in federal grants to create more affordable housing down in South counties, Bristol and Washington to be specific. The state had applied to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development last fall for over $9.5 million. They got $4 million. It's still to be determined how the state's going to dish it out. RIPTA's customer service call center is now open weekends from 8 a.m. to noontime and 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Interim CEO Christopher Durand said he added service, and it reflects the RIPTA's dedication to the needs of its passengers. The call center's weekday hours remain unchanged, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The phone number is 784-9500. That's 784-9500, extension 2012.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Biden will host a high-stakes NATO summit in Washington this week to mark the 75th anniversary of the alliance. Benji Heyer with more.
The expanded 32-nation defense pact is vowing to pour more weapons into Ukraine for another year, yet the big prize, membership, is off the table for now.
National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said NATO is stronger due to President Biden's leadership over the last 3 years, noting the addition of Finland and Sweden.